So my people, listen very well, because what happened in Anambra recently is the kind of story that will make anybody sit up. It was a moment of real tension, real fear, but also real courage from the community. And as you're listening, please don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel because more updates are coming and you don't want to miss any of them. Now, the news making waves is about how some suspected bandits tried to move into a certain part of Anambra and the youths of that area said, "No way, not today." The whole situation came like a surprise because things were calm before that moment. People were going about their normal daily activities. Some were returning from work, some from their businesses, some sitting in front of their houses, just enjoying the evening breeze, when suddenly suspicious movements were noticed around the outskirts of the community. You know how communities in Anambra are very alert these days, especially with the way security issues have been happening in different parts of the country. So once people saw unusual movement and couldn't identify who those individuals were or what they were doing, the first thing they did was call the youth leaders. And this is something many of us need to learn. When you see something suspicious, report it. Don't ignore it. Don't assume someone else will talk. It's better to speak up early than wait until trouble comes close. And please, as you're listening, kindly like this video and subscribe so I can keep giving you stories like this in a clean, calm, and professional way. So, the youths quickly organized themselves. It wasn't noisy. It wasn't chaotic. They moved with purpose. They moved with unity. And they moved with a lot of courage. They didn't go there to create confusion. They went there to protect their people. Before the suspected intruders could even settle into any plan, the youths of the community had already surrounded the area, sending a strong message that the community was not sleeping and nobody would be allowed to destabilize the peace they were enjoying. Remember, this is not about violence or confrontation for the sake of it. This is about people defending their homes in a responsible way. And as I'm telling you this, please don't forget to like the video and subscribe because your support helps me continue delivering these stories in a respectful, professional style. Now, according to what the community members said, the suspected bandits were caught off guard. They didn't expect resistance, especially not from the youths. The boys moved smartly. They didn't rush into anything without thinking. They communicated with one another, they blocked possible escape routes, and they made sure nobody in the neighborhood was too close to the scene so that everyone would stay safe. And let me break it down in simple English. The community stood strong. They stood like one family. Nobody panicked. Nobody ran around shouting. It was calm alertness, and that is one thing many communities need to learn. Panic can cause more harm than the actual incident. While this was happening, elders of the community were also making calls to the authorities to ensure official backup was coming, because youths alone cannot handle all situations. They were providing information, describing what they saw, giving location updates, and doing everything a responsible community should do in times of danger. This teamwork, youths, elders, and authorities, is what helped prevent a bigger problem. Please tap the like button and subscribe if you're following the gist. It helps this channel grow, and it encourages me to continue giving you clean, well-explained reports. Now, the presence of the youths gave the suspected intruders no room to operate. They could not proceed with whatever plan they had. They could not intimidate anybody. They could not hide. They realized quickly that this community was not the type they could walk into silently. And because of the pressure from the youths and the alertness of the whole environment, the intruders had no choice but to retreat. Imagine that a situation that could have led to fear, panic, or even harm was neutralized because the community refused to be caught off guard. That is why awareness is important. That is why unity is important. And that is why communication is important. When everybody works together, problems reduce. And as I'm giving you this story, please, once again, kindly like this video and subscribe. It really supports this channel and keeps you connected to every update. Now let me tell you what happened after the suspects withdrew. The whole community gathered, not in fear, but in relief and gratitude. People were thanking the youths, thanking the elders, and thanking everyone who cooperated to make sure the day ended peacefully. Parents were hugging their children. Business owners were closing for the night with confidence. Even bike riders, traders, and passers-by were talking about how impressed they were with how quickly the youths acted. But the elders reminded everyone that even though the situation ended well, they must never relax. They encouraged people to remain vigilant, remain observant, and continue reporting anything unusual. Because safety is not a one-time thing, it is something you protect every day. And please don't forget to like this video right now and subscribe so you always get updates like this.